كلمتان حبيبتان إلى الرحمن.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're all welcome to the new Ideal Muslimas show. I'm Kisma. This is the first issue with the new timing of the new Muslimas show. Islam as a religion started almost 40 centuries ago, and it spread all over the whole world. And one of these countries is Nigeria. And Abdullah is one of those whom Allah guided into this religion. So, Abdullah, I would like to welcome you to this new Ideal Muslimas show.
Thank you, sister. It's my pleasure.
You're welcome. There are some couple of questions I would like to ask you concerning the religion of Islam. Now, so I would like you to tell us when you embrace this religion and what are your reasons? What are those things that prompt you into accepting this religion?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ever-living, the beneficent, the most merciful, the creator. And we seek the blessings, the benedictions, the salutations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the best of mankind, the seal of all the prophets. Alhamdulillah, I thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who guided me to this religion. It's not by my power, but it is the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the will of Allah. Being a Muslim, you should be appreciative, be grateful to Allah for that blessing, because it is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That you are a Muslim, you need to be thankful to Allah. Many people are still there, out there, they still disbelieve in Allah. But you find yourself being a Muslim, worshipping Allah, believing His prophets, then you need to be appreciative. You need to be grateful to Allah. It's not because you are more beautiful than those people, but because Allah loves you. I embraced the religion just a few years ago. That was the most greatest thing that has ever happened to me. And I thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His guidance. I did not embrace this religion because of anybody. I did not embrace it because of marriage. I did not embrace it because maybe someone admonished me. But it is the blessing of Allah. It is the ni'mah, a rahmah from Allah. Among the miracles and signs performed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for people to reflect and ponder, for people to know that He is truly in existence, for people to believe that none has the right to be worshipped but what? But Allah. Among the signs is what? A baby brought a Quran to this world. Yes, a Quran to this world. That was what really convinced me. That was what made me to totally succumb to the will of Allah. At that moment, I was totally convinced that yes, Islam is the true religion. Actually, before that, I used to have this impression, the thoughts that this religion that commands the women to cover themselves, to conceal their beauty, this religion that commands people to what? To offer salat 5 times a day, definitely this religion will be a perfect one. But Allah now revealed, sent down His signs, and it makes me to become totally convinced that yes, Islam is the true religion of Allah. Islam is the true religion of what? Of Allah. Inna dina inda Allahi al-Islam. The only religion accepted by Allah is what? Al-Islam. I did not embrace the religion because someone had admonished me or because I want to get married. Because that's the impression that I used to get into people's mind that oh no, it's because of marriage, it's because someone preached. Nobody preached to me, but it is by the will of Allah that it's happening.
So, Abdullah, this religion of Islam, some persons they just say is something very hard. It's not an easy task. How did you find your new faith? How did you find your relations, you're relating with your fellow Muslims? How did you find your new faith? Is it something very easy or something hard?
So alhamdulillah for the blessing of Islam. Islam is the total way of life. It teaches you how to live your life. And there's no difficulty in the religion. There's no difficulty what? In the religion. Because Allah has made the religion easy for us. If only we can tread on the path of what? Of Rasulullah. If only we can follow the footsteps of the messenger. If you follow the footsteps of the messenger, if you follow the what? Emulate him, then we will find the religion interesting and what? Easy. Because Allah has made the religion very easy for us. But if we decide to like deviate from the path, then we'll find it somehow very, very difficult for ourselves. But we need to make the religion very easy for ourselves. If you make the religion easy for yourself, definitely the religion will be very easy for you. But if you make it difficult for yourself, that it will be difficult for you. See it as very difficult. If you follow the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then you'll find the religion very interesting. It will be very easy for you. And when I embraced the religion, there are so many thoughts that came into my mind. How am I going to continue? Since my parents have decided not to, they have turned their backs against me. Yes. Then how am I going to fend for myself? How am I going to continue my school? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? But I have to remember that it's Allah who has guided me, and it will always be there for me. So when I embraced the religion, I met my Muslim sisters, some of my Muslim sisters, some of my Muslim brothers. They welcomed me as if maybe they have known me before, or we are friends, or no, just for the first time.
They took you as blood sister.
As a related blood sister, whereas we are not even related, despite the fact that I'm not even from their tribe, because I came from a very far place. Despite the fact that I'm not of the same tribe with them, they welcomed me.
They never considered your tribe and the place you came
Exactly, sister. It was awesome. That shows the spirit of brotherhood in Islam. It shows the spirit of what? Brotherhood in Islam. And that is what it really, makes me to weigh up my fears and troubles and anxiety. Because they welcomed me, they took care of me, they shared the knowledge of Islam with me. They taught me so many things. So we relate to each other as if we are even, brothers and sisters of the same father, whereas we are not even related. Our tribes is different. But that shows the spirit of brotherhood. Alhamdulillah.
So, thank you. The word we are today is all about celebrity. Some persons, musicians, others, singers. Some persons, they are actors and actresses. Somebody will just wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I love Beyonce." This one will say, "I love Nicki Minaj." What sort of? I just want you to tell us, who should we emulate as our role model? We as Muslims, who should you follow? Who should we take as our role model?
Alhamdulillah for the blessing of Islam. Islam is the total way of life. It is unfortunate to even, see some of our Muslim brothers and sisters taking these people as their role models. Emulating the actors, the actresses, the singers, or you call them musicians or anything. I don't care about that. But that is unfortunate. Where we have the best of fathers. The person who we should take as role model is our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was the best of fathers. He was the best of teachers. He was the best husband, the best of mankind. He was the seal of all the prophets, the most well-behaved man. If you go to the history of this world, he's the number one there. That shows that he is worthy of emulation. These people, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our pious predecessors, the believing women. These are the people we should emulate. These are the people we should follow their footsteps. These are the people we should follow their examples. Because these people have been granted paradise. They've been given certificates to enter paradise. But these people that so-called role celebrities, actors, actresses, also they are not worthy of emulation. They are not. Because many of them, they are disbelievers. Many of them, they don't even believe in Allah. Many of them mock the Prophet, emulate the Prophet, emulate those who are following the Sunnah of the Prophet. So what is in them that is worthy of what emulation? Nothing. If you should follow if you should emulate them, then you are treading on the path of Shaitan. So the person whom we should emulate is the what? The Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because it was the best of others. It was
One of the mischievous hijab women out there, those women who use their hijab to do bad acts, to commit mischievous acts. What can you say on that?
I also believe in that. May Allah protect us from that. It is unfortunate to see some of our Muslim sisters, despite the fact that they are putting on this hijab, they still use it to carry out some mischievous activities. This ought not to be so. Because you, as a Muslim, should know the reason why you put on the hijab. But I want our viewers to understand that once a person, as in if, for example, in a home, among the kids or children, there are good among them, and at the same time, bad people. In a society as well, there are good people, and at the same time, there are bad people. So because of the activities, because of the evil acts performed by the bad people, we can't use it to generalize the other good people that they are of the same feathers. No, it's not wrong. So if a Muslim should perform a mischievous act, we shouldn't generalize it all over the other Muslims. It's not done. So because that means we'll be what? Accusing the chaste women, the believing women. So we should try and avoid that, inshallah.
Some persons who try to emulate, some Muslims who try to emulate the lifestyle of the Prophet, they are sometimes labeled as a terrorist, a fundamentalist. Some other times are being called an extremist. So what can you say on this? How can you explain this?
May Allah protect us.
Amen.
That is the problem we are facing these days. Those who try to emulate the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are being tagged different names: fundamentalist, extremist, and what? Terrorist. These are bad names. But the Muslims should not relent because of that. We can flash back during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was what? It was honored by the people. It was respected by the people. They honored him. They called him good names. They say he's a truthful person, he's a trustworthy person. But when the advent of Islam, when Allah gave him prophethood, when he started preaching the gospel to the people, they were like, no, you asked us to come and believe in one God. We should leave her 360 gods. No, it's not possible. Definitely this man is mad, though. You understand? They called the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mad person. They called him crazy man. They called him a magician. And even when he went to Maswaj to give dawah, they stoned him. These people that once loved him, these people that once cherished him, honored him, they stoned him. So if you are being called a fundamentalist, an extremist, or a terrorist because you are emulating your prophet, then I don't think you should feel sad, because the person who you are even trying to emulate, he has been slandered, called different kind of bad names, which is not pleasant to the ear. So what is there for someone to be extremely good? What is there for someone to be extremely kind? What is there for someone to be extremely devoted in the act of worship? So if you are being called fundamentalist, extremist, no, you don't need to feel sad about it. We are in this life that a Muslim will put on a niqab, a hijab, fully dressed in accordance with the injunctions of Allah, and elderly people will even call her egu, masquerade. But this was what? The dressing of the believing women in the past. So we shouldn't be distorted about that. Don't feel discouraged about that. May Allah assist us. Allah understand.
Thank you. Before the coming of Islam, this issue of tribalism, racism was, it was so rampant in the world per se, and some persons were saying that the white people, they are the inferior, while the black people, they are the inferior. Some persons, some tribes, they do battle with each other just because of some little things. So do Islam abrogate racism and clans, tribalism?
Alhamdulillah for the blessing of Islam. Islam is so beautiful. Before the advent of Islam, this issue of tribalism, sentiments, and racism were being considered in everything. But when Islam came, the advent of Islam, it negates all this racism, tribalism, sentiments. We can flash back during the time of the Prophet Rasulullah, in the likes of Hayman, in the likes of Bilal ibn Rabah. These people, they are black people, and many of the companions of the Prophet, they are blacks. But irrespective of the color of their skins, they came together, they unite together under the umbrella of what? Of Islam. They loved each other and they respected each other. So Islam negates racism, tribalism also. We can see in this our land now, if a brother wants to get married and he goes to to the guidance of the sister, the first thing they will be asking is what tribe are you? What clan? What's this? All those things, they are not what? They shouldn't be considered. The most important thing is what? To consider the faith of the person, the taqwa. In Surah Al-Hujurat verse 13, Allah is telling us that what? O you mankind, we have created you from a single pair of male and females, made you into nations and tribes, that you may come together, that you may unite together, that you may love each other, not that you may despise each other. And the honored of you, the honored among you is one who is what? Righteous. And Allah has full knowledge of all things. May Allah assist our sister.
So, having said all this, there is a conviction that I want you to clear the viewers and the listeners concerning the issue that some persons have said Islam does not liberate women, but rather they enslaves them. I just want you to convince their misconception about that.
Alhamdulillah. Islam gives freedom to women. Islam liberates women. It does not enslave women. It is this so-called civilization, or they call it, please help me, civilization or so, that enslaves women. Let's cite an example here. A woman who puts on a hijab, who dresses in accordance to the will of Allah, and the one who dresses in accordance to us, to the taste of people, who dresses in order to follow the latest trend of fashion or other things like that, who will dress almost naked on the street, and the one who covers her beauty, who conceals her beauty, who is enslaved? The one who tries to
is the one that is half naked.
Yes, because she will always try to make people to feel pleased with her. For example, if a sister who is not dressed according to how Islam has taught us, a sister who is half naked and a sister who is fully dressed in a hijab, they are going on the way. And a hooligan, a guy who is seriously in need of all these rubbish things, or able to practice this bad act, who do you think is going to go for? The one who is already uncovered, because the lady is uncovered, is almost in nudity. So it will be very easy for the man to go into her, or like the woman who is in a hijab, because the hijab is a kind of protection for the woman. Is as in the Muslims, they are jewels of inestimable values. The hijab serves as protection. It serves as what? It is the modesty of the woman. So that is just it. Islam has given freedom to Muslims, to Muslim women, about 1,400 years ago. So Islam liberates women. It does not enslave them. It is the so-called fashion or civilization that's enslaved women. Allah understand.
Come to the end of this show. Thank you, Abdullah, for your for your explanation. Thank you for what you've made our viewers and our listeners to learn, and I hope they've learned so much from this show. So, thank you very much. But before we go, I would like you to give a piece of advice to those who are still in your former state, that's the Christians per se, and those who try to deviate from the teaching of Islam. I'd like you to give them a brief advice.
My advice to my, should I call them Christian brethren, okay, that they should go, I refer them to their book, John chapter 8 verse 32. It said they should seek for the truth, and the truth shall set them free. Don't say because you're a Christian, you just be like that. Try to have knowledge of other religions. Islam, Hinduism, try to know about other religions. What is this religion really talking about? I'm very sure if you should look critically into Islam as a religion, with objectivity, if they are objective, I'm very sure you will know, you'll be convinced that yes, this is the true religion. And my advice to my Muslim brothers and sisters out there as well, when you, if there's any differences between you and your fellow Muslim brothers and sisters, you should refer it to what? To Allah and His Messenger. As it is in what? Surah An-Nisa, verse 59. You should relate it to Allah and His Messenger. And finally, I want to give this advice to everybody that is listening to me, that you should fear Allah. Ittaqillah. Fear Allah. Be conscious of Allah. Be conscious of your Rabbah, because you return to Him. He's the one who has created you, and when death comes, that is just the end. So what are you preparing for the hereafter? You need to be very conscious of your Rabbah. May Allah assist us, sister.
Alaikum salam. So, my dear listeners and dear viewers out there, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching this ideal show of the Muslims. And may Allah reward you all. And Abdullah, may Allah increase you in your iman. Just like the Quran has said, do not die except in the condition of Islam. Thank you very much. And I would like to end this show with the best of greetings, which is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, sister.